This one right here. Modern Warfare 2 is a gem covered in Diarrhea. Let's react to it.
We are extremely excited to give you the world premiere of the Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer trailer.
Let's
Thanks
go.
again and enjoy the show.
Yep. Can't remember this back in the day. I don't know. It crashed sometimes.
God damn you!
But yeah, this looks horrendous, man. Shots connecting perfectly. Okay, I would have just played the game for the campaign only. Anyway.
So it's gonna be one of those kind of games, huh? Well,
Yep.
It's that time of year again. Not Christmas, but when the beta for the newest Call of Duty comes out, and we all join forces, band together to make fun of its technical problems. There was quite a bit of hype for this game, and as expected,
bit,
Modern
yeah.
Warfare 2 2022 has had... You know what? I can't do it.
I can't do it.
I can't call it Modern Warfare 2 2022. That's too many twos. I'm gonna call it Modern Warfare 22. Okay?
Okay.
Good. Modern Warfare 22 has generated a lot of buzz, as expected for Call of Duty, but this year I had a special feeling that Infinity Ward was just gonna knock it out of the park. They announced a sequel to Warzone, which is massive. It comes out 3 weeks after launch. There's this new third-person mode they're bringing back from the original Modern Warfare 2. Major
Damn.
improvements to vehicles, general quality of life upgrades. There's
moderation.
no 7.25 shotgun in this game. Claymores aren't unlocked at the very start. All this and more
But Claymores are still broken, aren't they?
was coming in the sequel to quite possibly the best Call of Duty released in the last 5 years. Sure, MW 2019 was far from perfect, but nobody can deny that it laid a new foundation and made massive improvements to the game's engine, the way it looks, feels, and plays. It improved an
That's
engine we had all been getting very tired of. Whether you enjoyed multiplayer or not, I think at the very least you could say the game was refreshing, in the same way that drinking piss could be refreshing if you were stranded in the desert
Maybe.
and you were Bear Grylls.
And the only thing I can do is to drink my own pee.
Personally, I loved it until it got too sweaty,
Yep.
and I also really enjoyed Modern Warfare's campaign. So expectations were through the roof for me. Surely, Infinity Ward will see what went wrong with the last 3 games, and it'll all kind of be a bad...
Bro, aren't there like test servers where to test this shit out, that it doesn't get overloaded and shit, and then they find the bugs in time? Like, but it's not too horrendous. Yeah, it's obvious that there will be some bugs. That's normal, but it shouldn't be like a constant. It shouldn't be that annoying.
bad little dream, right? Thankfully, for the most part, Infinity Ward has not made these same mistakes as Vanguard Cold War in 2019. Incidentally, Infinity Ward has made entirely new mistakes.
No? Nice.
The game fucking crashed!
F.
But before we jump into it, I've enlisted you to play Enlisted, the sponsor of today's video. Eyes up,
go,
soldier,
support
this is
them.
General Act Man here, and Enlisted is a free-to-play World War II shooter with a couple of unique twists and surprises that I genuinely appreciate. Enlisted is a tactical squad
Them kind of looks like Heroes and Generals, but more, but with better graphics, I guess.
shooter where you command and customize a squad of troops and lead them into battle. Choose between your different factions. Do you want to be a Nazi? You can do that. It's not my team and the enemy team. We have factions, people. Booyah! Booyah! The game's
extra
available on
credits,
PC,
reference,
Xbox,
man. I love it.
PlayStation. It's compatible with last-gen consoles as well. Crossplay, of course. I've always wanted to see squad-based FPS games more fleshed out. I loved Republic Commando, and this gives me vibes from those missions in Black Ops 2 where you got to swap between your different squads. It's like, I love that kind of gameplay. There's a progression system. The more you play, the more resources you get to upgrade your troops, buy them new weapons, unlock more guns, equipment. Me, my strategy, I'm just going straight numbers, man. I'm buffing my squad up. We're going Russian tactics, swarm and overwhelm. Human life means nothing. Enlisted is totally free to play. So give it a try. download it right now. Go click the link in the description, and if you do, I'll hook you up with a special little bonus, some extra squads and weapon orders. Thank you for supporting the channel, and thank you Enlisted for sponsoring this video.
And now for something completely different.
Let's start with the awesome before we move on to what's bad. Maps, though visually unremarkable, they all played pretty well. I had virtually no complaints. It felt like every location and set piece was something I'd seen before, but you know, as the old saying goes,
this space needs to be fun before it's pretty.
Like Cold War, the maps feel like a mix of the more creative yet oppressive style of 2019's maps with the streamlined, more basic, understandable layouts of Vanguard and Black Ops 4. I never felt like I didn't have the option to flank my opponents, which is always nice. One thing I feel is missing though is like more interaction on the maps. You know, Cold War had that one with all the boats and you could zip line to and from each one, and that was super cool. More of that stuff, please. One thing I found pretty funny, by the way, is before you hop into matchmaking, you get this little pop-up that Activision makes you accept, and it says, Code of Conduct. You agree to be respectful and not a piece of shit.
Bro, the same thing in League of Legends, man. Like, yeah.
Meanwhile, YouTube thumbnail guy is like, totally impossible challenge. Call of Duty fans try not to be racist. 99% fail. But on the real, I think this is a good step towards combating toxicity. I just hope that doesn't come at the cost of heavily censoring trash talk. You know how I feel about that.
So nobody on my team can even get 10 kills, right? So y'all can't even get 10. Don't even buy the game. You can't even get 10 kills. Don't even buy the game. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Suck my dick. Fuck you and your mama. I'll fuck that hoe.
Bro, like back in the day in MW3 or MW2, yeah, doesn't matter which one or Black Ops, it's irrelevant. But it always was, I loved these lobbies where the people were so extremely toxic. I was just the quiet dude in the background laughing my ass off, man. Sometimes I give some stupid comment and something I wouldn't stand by today, but yeah, it was a great time.
Another good thing, slide canceling has been removed. Get out of here, you're gone. This is a godsend. It's kind of like button combos in Halo 2. It's like, yeah, they're neat, they're cool. Congratulations on learning how to do them. I don't want to have to.
Anymore. Yeah.
I don't want to have to be slide canceling around like a fucking chimpanzee on a water slide just to compete in a game that's supposed to be social. Black Ops 1 fans rejoice, the dolphin dive.
The only problem I've got is that camper spots are too insane, or it's like too rewarding to be a camper. And it's less rewarding to be like the aggressive type of player. And it's the only thing I don't really like. Yeah, it works better in the older games, but with the newer ones, I think it gets worse and worse by the release.
Has returned. But unlike Black Ops 1, dolphin diving actually feels like it's tactical now. I've used it plenty of times to like jump into cover when bullets were hailing down, so that's cool. Wall hanging is a fun idea. Definitely gonna see some viral clips come out of this. Practicality-wise, very small, I think, but we'll see.
But it's good. It's good to have it. Like,
oh, you can hang off that. What the fuck? That's getting patched. Oh my god.
You can totally ambush people like this. Oh god.
No, I want to watch that kill cam. Imagine that in first-person mode. Like, the only reason he saw it was because of third person.
So that's cool. It also makes pistols a bit more usable. And to add on to that, the new reload system is kind of unique and cool where, like, even if you can't reload cancel, it really helps LMGs to, you know, you start reloading, and if you want to sprint, you're still in the reloading phase. So if you've done half of the reload animation, you start sprinting, you go back, you only have half to do. You don't have to go through the whole animation again.
That's nice.
This is cool. I still want to be able to reload cancel. Modern Warfare 22 also brings with it a very interesting spin on the classic progression system. Rather than having to commit to one weapon for 70 hours to unlock its 800 attachments, there's now families of weapons. Yay! And they all have interchangeable attachments, so if you unlock something in the tree with the M4, you can use that attachment on the M16.
The problem with that is that there's not that much content to grind. Like, yeah, it will also take a long time, but I think grinding most weapons and for it taking longer is a better approach. Like in Modern Warfare, in Warzone itself, like I think it was actually quite decent and good.
so long as you level up the M16 and unlock that attachment slot, if that makes sense. It's a really cool feature and idea, and I like that it encourages players to branch out, literally, and use different weapons. It encourages a wider use of the sandbox. There are some problems with it, though. Mode selection, easily MW22's biggest strength. They came out with this beta, guns a-blazing. This shit was being updated every single day with new modes and new maps, and number one, they didn't just launch this beta with TDM, domination, and hardpoint. It's like, thank you for bringing some new stuff. Secondly...
Imagine Halo Infinite. What did they do? Like adding 2 maps after like half a year? Impressive.
With Prisoner Rescue and all these one life modes, they're kind of like, hey, Rainbow Six Siege players, we got something for you. Come on, try it out. Come on, who knows? You might like it. Like Prisoner Rescue especially, I feel appeals to the Siege and Counter-Strike audience, which is cool. Ground War also functions as a pretty competent iteration of Battlefield's Conquest mode, and would you believe it's actually a better version of Conquest than what the latest Battlefield game came out with.
I love Conquest.
There's these helicopters you can fly over the map and people can spawn in them, and they just fit like 10 guys in there and everyone just airdrops onto a point. That shit is so awesome. I think that's pretty innovative to add to a non-battle royale mode. The third-person mosh pit is the surprise highlight here. I genuinely did not expect to have as much fun with it as I did.
Oh, dolphin dive in third person, baby.
Oh, shit. Oh my god, that looks so cool. Yeah, I didn't try that.
And again, what Infinity Ward is doing is showing...
and it's better to check corners, like, much better. Like, this, could this be a good countermeasurement against campers, I guess?
When the Fortnite and PUBG fans, hey, we got a little third-person action too. Come out and join us. It's also a wonderful callback to the third-person mode from MW2. Knockout is a great addition, again, for someone like me who doesn't enjoy one life modes when the time to kill in the video game is like less than a quarter second. So adding revives to it kind of reminded me of Breakout from Halo 5, if that had revives, which I really enjoyed. Vehicles feel really well established in Call of Duty now, especially Infinity Ward's games. In the bigger modes, they're awesome. The tanks are fun to shoot and mess around with, fun to spawn on and jump out. It does give me Battlefield vibes again, which are good things.
Oh my god, I ran away. I somehow ran away. I somehow escaped all of that nonsense.
So they've added a bunch of new stuff. They've revamped the perks, bunch of new weapons, equipment, tacticals, kill streaks. That was the good. How is Modern Warfare 2 fucking up? Quite a few ways, in fact. Let's talk technical problems. Generally speaking, I think Infinity Ward usually has the most polished games at release out of the 3 developers from what I remember, so I'm sure many of these bugs and glitches will be fixed in time. But in the meantime, we're still gonna make fun of them. And I'm not just talking like small bugs and, consistent game crashes, small stuff. I'm getting like 2042 flashbacks, man.
Discovered a really funny...
That's not good.
My fucking weapon.
Now, it's not as bad as 2042, but the PTSD, it's been triggered.
Come on,
I know I always have enough content in these videos to make a segment covering just like random shit that flashes on the screen. Why do the bars on the side of the play of the game just flicker? Why do they do that? Anytime you call in a cruise missile or a streak on the tablet, there's like this little box that pops up trying to hold a point, and then
What the are you getting that glitch too?
Okay.
Yeah, who the fuck is contesting?
I wasn't hit by an electric grenade in this clip. The interface was just having another seizure. There's this guy coming around the corner. I'm gonna pop his ass. What was that? Could not allocate from Louis element pool? What is that? Am I supposed to know what that means? Who the fuck is Louis? Fucking Louis, man! Oh, and that's nice. How do you like it when your enemies phase through the bottom of the map? What is this, Cyberpunk? Dude, Louis, I will pay you $100 to fuck off. There's the more harmful glitches like the David Blaine glitch
What the?
Is he
What
floating?
The? Yep. What the fuck? Hang on.
You know, and I can kind of overlook these visual bugs when they're not so... Okay, now I'm really getting PTSD from 2042. We're back to the Game & Watch animations, are we? Now, to be fair, the third-person mode is a lot of fun. Oh, come on, man. This is getting obnoxious, don't you think? I'm prone right now. Is this what prone looks like? Is this what I look like in Last Stand? I just float diagonally? I'm bleeding out here, guys. I'm bleeding out. Now, to be fair, these visual bugs didn't happen in every match of third person, but it happened in quite a few. Also, you know how in most games where, like, respawns are limited, you can easily swap to other players' perspectives after you die so you can see what's happening? Well, Modern Warfare 2022, it has to load. Loading next player.
What the heck?
Huh? Can't you just swap to him? I've never seen that before. Usually in these types of games, you hit the D-pad and it swaps to the next guy, boom, like that. You know, you don't sit there like, oh, I can't wait to see what's happening. I also want to mention,
why is that even a problem? Like, why does this exist? It wasn't like that back in the day. Like how did this problem got introduced? That's a question.
I attempted a triumphant return to streaming on YouTube, and this game crashed 3 times. And OBS crashed 3 times. I'm running a 3060, by the way, 32 gigabytes of RAM and an i9 processor. My setup ain't cheap. I've had laggy streams in the past, but I've never had a game that was like so overclocking everything that it crashed OBS too. This one time I used a Predator missile while in a helicopter, and when I got back, it just... Yeah, that happened.
Bro.
What
I don't know.
I'm not trying to find.
I kind of get like motion sickness from that shit. If it
glitches
like tilts
and
all the
bugs.
time.
I don't go into a beta and like, I can't wait to hate this game. No, it's like, this is just what I encountered by playing. Moving on, one thing we can all agree on that needs improvements: the user interface. Boy, oh boy, this puts Halo 5 to shame, let me tell ya. That means a lot coming from me. Remember when all your custom classes fit on the screen at the same time and you didn't have to scroll? X-Man remembers. Modern Warfare 22 looks like it's trying to appear like a mobile game. This horizontal...
Yeah, I don't like this, man. Like, especially with those like simplistic symbols, it looks more and more like soulless. Like in the older games, like those symbols had like those bits of personality in it. That might sound crazy, but it gave a better vibe. To be honest,
horizontal layout, I don't think it's ever worked well in a first-person shooter. But I hear Infinity Ward hired people from Hulu to make this UI, and I'm just sitting here like...
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
You know how games have like that message in the day thing, and it's usually tucked away in a corner somewhere? Well, check this out. Boom! Look at that! Look at that ratio. 90% of the screen is needed for the message of the day.
Done.
That's one important goddamn message, and you are gonna read it. This game is obsessed with having giant boxes that take up half of the screen for no goddamn reason. Just display the information I need. You go to the friends list and it's a bunch of horizontal boxes. It's like, no, just make it a list. Do you write a fucking grocery list sideways? No, you don't. You write it down like a normal human being. I'd prefer the menus do their job of making it easy to navigate the menus rather than the UI people trying too hard to make their game look unique and cool. Probably my favorite fuck up is in the friends list. If you try to scroll, you'll notice it only displays 4 people at a time.
You can only see 4 at a time.
not great.
Fuck, I don't need to see my guy. It's the friends list. Let me see my friends. Why is half of the screen not dedicated to the friends list? It's such a stupid complaint. I know, but like, look at that.
Now, I can't read it. There's no words on it. There's no words there.
Why is it more necessary to show me what my friends' characters look like than the list of people I'm trying to play this game with?
The thing is, you could do both, like with a list on the right and the friend's character on the left, like these.
The whole top right area, whatever's going on up there, it just looks like a mobile game. You know, I've complained about Call of Duty UIs looking the same over the years, but
but they were perfect. Don't change it.
I'm willing to stop if you just change this back. Another frustrating aspect is that you have to make a perk package now that you then select within your class. Instead of just like, here's the 3 perks I want for this class, it's now a package. And it's a class within a class, which just adds another unnecessary step to the whole class customization. They also messed up the weapon trees. I saw a viral clip going around and noticed this too. The layouts aren't clear. I've highlighted the weapon at the bottom and I want to go to this gun, so I hit up on the control stick. Instead, it takes me to the weapon above it. So it makes no sense. You just have to fucking smash your joystick around until it goes where you want it to. I also noticed, and I don't think I was the only one, there was no post-game carnage report in the beta, and that worries me.
Is there actually any way to see my stats from last game? There is currently not. There is not a way to see the stats of the last match. That is fucking weird. I don't think I've ever seen Call of Duty do that.
Or is this going to be another scoreboard update we have to wait for? Gunsmith looks amazing, but when you're trying to select a weapon, it's like, why is the first gun locked in this category, but the 3 after it aren't? And I don't understand the receiver concept at all. I wish this game had like a tutorial to walk me through what that shit was. If I have an M16 and I change the receiver to that of an LMG gun, it just turns it into an LMG. So it's like, what's the point? Why would I not just select the gun I want to use? I'm sure there's other issues with the UI, but I will say I do like the visuals when you highlight a mode and this big epic image shows up. But other than that, there's basically nothing good about this user interface, and it's a detriment to my experience. Shooting and recoil. Like COD 2019, I enjoy the heavier, more realistic feeling gameplay where weapons aren't laser beams that can ADS in 1 millisecond. However, the recoil in this game is kind of fucked up. It's almost like mounting is now more essential. Like, it is so hard to just tap fire someone from range, either because the time to kill is so inconsistent, or weapons just have far too much recoil. The M16 is a burst weapon where only the first shot will hit its target consistently. I thought the entire point of a burst fire gun was to have short, accurate bursts.
Remember, short, controlled bursts.
Even after somehow leveling this gun up and maxing out recoil control as much as I could, the weapon is still unusable. It is godforsakenly bad. And this is where weapon progression could pose a problem. If you want to unlock attachments for this other gun, you have to play with this gun you don't like. That might be a problem if guns like the M16
come on, it's not that bad. It is what it is. You just grind it through and
remain trash. Why is overkill a basic perk that almost every class is going to have, since it's objectively the best one in its category? Again, I like the idea of the perk system kind of unlocking them as the match goes along, and having 4 perks is cool. I like the perks that they have, I really do. I just don't like how it's implemented. Now, here's my hot takes on the whole audio footsteps minimap debate. I'm gonna throw some curveballs your way with this, alright? I like the idea of footsteps being something that the player needs to account for, their own and their opponents. Maybe it's just my memory, but in older CODs, footsteps were hardly ever something I heard. And
yep, I've heard about this one. It's a bit too loud in this one. Yeah, it's like you're playing Valorant or Counter-Strike.
Could react to. I think this rewards the attentive player with more information. I think having dead silence as a field upgrade and not a perk makes some sense. And I believe that some changes to the minimap were necessary to make suppressors not OP. This isn't Modern Warfare 2, where if you picked the suppressor, that was your one attachment for your FAMAS. So it made sense in that game that you'd be hidden from the radar completely when firing. Because if suppressors did the same in this game, everyone would use them since you have 5 attachments. That being said, I could be wrong, but it seems like suppressors basically do fuck all, because you don't appear on the minimap when you shoot anyways, unless there's a UAV up. So there's really no point.
What the hell? Dead silence? Wait, could you hear that?
That's what your opponent hears when you activate dead silence. This is a field upgrade meant to be stealthy, and it gives away your position.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Finally, if you played the beta and ever thought to yourself, did I just hear an elephant falling down the stairs into a china shop filled with explosives? If you ever had that thought, no, that was just the enemy's footsteps. At least they fixed the callouts from Modern Warfare. You remember when your guy would just be running around and he'd straight up be like, "Here I am, shoot me!"
And yeah, that, yeah.
Enemies here.
I'm shocked that 3 years after this review, this clip is still relevant. Now, this is what footsteps sound like in real life.
Yeah, a bit.
And these
Even
are
if you run, it's
footsteps
not
in
bad,
Modern
but-
Warfare.
Like, why?
Fix the footsteps, man. It's not rocket science.
Like, if it's on wood, yeah, I can understand it, but not on, like, the stone floor. Like, you know how silent that shit is. You can't hear shit.
Anyone else think it was stupid that you didn't unlock a rocket launcher until level 21? So most people couldn't do anything about kill streaks, and if you played Ground War and Invasion, literally half the time or more, somebody had a counter UAV up, but nobody could shoot it down? Just like Battlefield 2042, one of my biggest complaints is how difficult it is to see who's a friend and a foe. There's the issue of nameplates and visibility. Call of Duty can have a lot of stuff happening on the screen at once, so it's important to have visual clarity, because this is a shooter, and the objective is to shoot things.
Oh, really?
I can't fucking shoot anything.
I couldn't see shit, to be
Unless we're
honest.
talking about Team Fortress 2, you should never be confused who's on your team or not, especially in a shooter with a time to kill faster than a quarter second. These little blue dots, they ain't cutting it, because they can appear behind an enemy and trick you into thinking they're an ally.
Damn.
But if you look at Modern Warfare 2, the green nameplates follow your teammates around everywhere. Simple, easy, no confusion.
Perfect.
Cold-Blooded Pro was a perk that lets you remove your nameplate from your enemy's vision. Modern Warfare 22 doesn't
used
have
it.
to give enemies the same nameplate, but just make our allies far more clear. So when combining the minimap, the footsteps, dead silence, mounting, doors, nameplates, and visibilities, what we've got this year is yet another Call of Duty where camping is the most effective playstyle.
Oh, fuck off.
Now,
I
besides
hate it.
my complaints with the game, what I'm mostly disappointed in is the style of Modern Warfare 22. It's a game that exemplifies the phrase, "the devil is in the details," because this feels nowhere near as cool or stylistic as Modern Warfare 2. The announcers might as well be commentating a fucking round of golf with how
it sort of is.
unenthusiastic they are. When someone called in an AC-130 in Modern Warfare 2, everyone knew. Yeah, there's a gunship in the air. Watch out, maybe.
This was perfect. Like, this is soul, this is passion. Like, it was actually like the people behind those games actually wanted to make a good game, which they themselves truly loved. You know? Like your passion project and shit.
And once again, we're forced to
great.
engage with the pitifully boring operator system, which means we still don't have factions with unique identities, voice acting, or musical themes. We just get a random mosh pit of dudes and chicks with guns. But at least we got Gus.
How'd you get this dude with the stash? How'd you pick this guy?
I just got some sly moves, man. What can I say?
I was gonna say, I was like, bro. I was like, yo, this guy's got a stash.
Pick
going
group,
on.
man.
I think after Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 3, the factions and announcers, they got real fucking lazy with them, let me tell you.
Domination. Let's do this. Losing Bravo.
Hans Zimmer's soundtrack mixed with the incredible voice acting from Modern Warfare 2, it made it so iconic. I can't believe they didn't even bring back Mission Accomplished good work.
Yeah. This is shit you remember. Still remember after so many years.
Mission accomplished.
Good work.
Like, this
You know?
easy meme material, easy brownie points. I'm not saying do the exact same thing, but at least try to nail a style as successfully as MW2 did in 2009. So I don't know if there's much to go over. My overall impressions are that this game is certainly a gem covered in diarrhea. It's a game I really want to love, but just can't all the way. I'm not willing to be in a relationship with you right now. It's not me, it's you. You know, while I appreciate the emphasis on more goofy modes and gameplay, among many other things, it seems like all the most basic aspects are wrong here.
And that's how you miss every fucking shot.
I want to love Modern Warfare 22, but the way things are looking, I'm really not sure if Infinity Ward is going to make those necessary changes that I and many other people really want to see happen. Still, I'm going to buy it, play it, review it just for you. The campaign, I'm sure, is going to be fantastic. Hopefully
Maybe
they
the
don't
next
screw up
one.
Spec Ops again, and maybe I'll give Warzone 2 a shot. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to check out Enlisted. Give it a try. Download it today and get some extra cool bonuses.
Damn.
And I'd like to...
And that was it. Good shout out to the Patreons. Go support the Eggman. Go like his video. Go subscribe to him. Like, he does the content. I just react to it as always. And I would really appreciate it if you would firstly subscribe to this channel, his channel, and then to mine as well if you want to support a small reaction creator like myself. Yeah. And yeah, you know what to do. Give a like and leave a sub. And yeah, it's actually it. What do you think about Modern Warfare 2? Leave it in comments. I wanna read about it. Of course, I'm gonna read any comment anyway, even those from the bots. I don't care. I just need to see something. Like, I love reading comments. And that's actually it. I guess see you next time. Wafer.